Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. Let me show you how to do the weekly challenges, and by that I mean all of them. Let's start. Hey guys, we are back for another weekly challenge video. It took me over 3 hours to accomplish all of the 6 weekly challenges, and it wasn't so funny. I mean, they are not difficult at all, but there is a but. They are very random. I mean, I know the spots, but they're not 100%, most of them, which means I had to server jump a lot to actually find the things we need for the weekly challenges. Anyway, I have some notes for you. As usual, this is my walkthrough. There are many other ways to do the weekly challenges. There are many other spots where you can find the same creatures or the same items. So this is just my view on how to do it. It's just one possible way. The second note is that I try to stick to fixed spawns as much as possible. I kind of refuse to take pictures or to kill creatures when I randomly found them in the world, like from random events. So with that in mind, let's begin. First things first, and as usual, I go to claim the workshop, and this week is the Sunshine Meadows Industrial Farm. It's right to the east of the map, a little bit to the south of Fallout 76, and I went ahead to the Agricultural Research Center because it's somewhat the closest point to this workshop. And as usual, all you have to do is get there, kill all the enemies around, if there are any. In my case, it was pretty clear, so just spend a few caps to claim the workshop, wait a little bit, and that's pretty much all you have to do for your free 30 atoms. This is always the easiest weekly challenge to do, in my opinion. After the workshop, I decided I wanted to do this weekly challenge because it seemed a little bit complicated due to the fact that you need to get a few weapons to do it. I checked a weapons workbench and I realized I actually have a plan for the machete, but I want to guide you through, that's why I didn't craft anything here. Let's go to the White Spring Resort, where you need to find the Responder's vendor. He's right here at the start in this room, and he usually sells melee weapons, standard ones of course, like a boxing glove. And there we have a meat hook. I think this is the most quick and safest way to get it. It costs a little bit of caps, but in the name of the challenge. There's a lot of plans for weapons and armor. I think I got my machete plan from here, so maybe you want to keep an eye on this one for future weekly challenges. Next, I'm going to show you how can you get a multi-purpose axe here at the Hunter's Shack. It's right near my base, so I know this place very well. And you can always, or well, if it's not on spawn, find a multi-purpose axe on the wall of this shack, right there under the skull, and just save it like the meat hook. Then you should go to Vault 76 because there is a machete there. I remember that when I started, there was a corpse here at the end of the stairs. You just have to keep going down. And it has a machete for all the new people starting playing Fallout 76. It's very handy for us because we need it now for the weekly challenge. So with all of the 3 required weapons, let's start the butchering. Now we need to kill feral ghouls with the 3 weapons. We need 6 feral ghoul kills per weapon. I decided to come here to Morgantown because this town is infested with ghouls and scorched. We don't really need the scorched, so just ignore them or well, take them down if they are annoying you. But you need to kill the feral ghouls. Good for us that they are really low level, so they will be one hit even though we are using these pleb weapons that do no damage at all. Anyway, you can just follow the main road, and as you can see, I'm shooting with my shotgun into thin air to make noise and try to lure the ghouls from corners, from houses. You know, they are always lurking and resting, laying down in the floor and so on. It's a great trick to get them to be alert and come to you. When you are done with one weapon, make sure to switch to the next. Otherwise, you are just wasting time and resources here. Keep in mind that we need 18 kills, 18 ghouls in total. And that shouldn't be a problem in Morgantown. I didn't even have to server jump here. All I did was follow the roads, make noise, and kill them all. That's all you need to do for your 30 free atoms. For the third weekly challenge, you have to kill 5 huge creatures from a list that Bethesda provides you. And this is open for opportunities in this case. I choose to start with the Deathclaw here at the Hopewell Cave, mostly because there are always Schochebeasts around, so it's like a location for both things since we need them. I had already killed a Deathclaw without knowing I had to kill one for a weekly challenge, but I'm showing you a very solid or 100% chance to spawn location, unless it's on cooldown. And then I went ahead to lure a Schochebeast here at this fissure right near the cave and waited for the Schochebeast to land so I can kill it properly with my melee build, you know. Once that's done, we will get a notification if you are tracking the challenge, and we can move on to the next big or huge creature. Then I went to the Solomon's Pound where you can find a Super Mutant Behemoth. It's always here, again, unless it's on cooldown. If that's the case, just go ahead and server jump. He's a bit tough, but not much of a challenge for my melee build. For the Grafton, I usually go to the Charlottetown Capitol building because there is a very nice fixed spawn here for a Grafton Monster. He's low level and he's usually fighting super mutants or scorched around. Then let's move ahead and kill a Mirlurk Queen. If you are low level, I suggest you to head here to the Toxic Dried Lake. It's not a fixed spawn, but it's worth a try if you are low level. Anyway, I came here to this fixed spawn near my base. The Mirlurk Queen is always here with her wildlings. It's not an easy fight, but it's very close to my base and I do like a challenge, so why the hell not? Anyway, just be prepared because it is a tough fight. And yeah, another 40 free atoms for you with this challenge. Taking pictures of wildlife in the Cranberry Bog was painful for me. And again, as I said in the intro, not because I don't know the spawns, but because it was so difficult to find them. Anyway, if you see a Scorched Heart event, just join and you will save yourself a lot of work here. Just make sure to take pictures of the creatures you kill, like Mega Sloths, Deathclaws, you know, anglers, the Schochebeast itself, and anything that is part of the list. That's my personal advice to you. Anyway, I didn't take any other pictures than this Mega Sloth one because I wanted to make a proper guide for you guys. Moving on, let's go here to the floated train yard. It's probably the best location to server jump because it can spawn so many things in the list, like bugs or jaguars or, you know, Mirlurks. But it is just one spawn for Mirlurks. You can easily find them across the Cranberry Bog. I will give you another example. For example, here at the Superior Sunset Farm, it's a fixed spawn for Mirlurks. And at the same spawn at the floated train yard, you can find this little guy here who got killed by a super mutant. Just be sneaky, take a picture and run away. Yes, it's a Todd and they want us to take a picture, so why not? At Mog's farm, you can also find Mirlurks, and this is a fixed spot for a Mirlurk Queen. I found this boatfly in the shack, lucky me, because we also need it. So it's going to be 2 in 1 location. Moving on, go to the lake to force the queen to spawn. Sometimes you need to go inside the lake, otherwise it won't come out for some reason. And make sure to gear yourself It's a powerful beast. It will easily kill you if you don't get in power armor. And then take a picture. Or, you just have to take a picture if you don't want to kill it. It's not so easy, but it is possible. The next location is here at the Ranger's District Office, and you need to navigate to the South Canals, where you can usually find 2 beavers going around. And there it is, one of them. Make sure the name appears before you take a photograph, or it will not count, sadly. And this will be useful information for the survival modes challenge. Then I went to the Creekside Sandio Groove, and I was lucky enough to find this random event. Sometimes you can find gulpers here. You will probably have to server jump a few times if you really want to find them in this location though. At Love's Home, it's quite a decent spawn for bugs like blood bugs or bloat flies. I have found them in the past here. And I managed to find a blood bug right here. It didn't bother to attack me. That's perfect for the picture. Thank you, by the way. I probably shouldn't have killed it. Oh well. Then for the Deathclaw, I went to the Thunder the Mountain substation because it is a fixed spawn. The Deathclaw is usually fighting ants and roaches here. Again, you don't have to kill it. I just find it easier to take a picture after everything is dead. Mostly because I'm running a low HP build. And we are missing just one more. I realized I didn't take a picture of a Schochebeast when I did the Queen. Bad me. So I went ahead to the very south of the Cranberry Bog and waited for a Schochebeast to land. And that's pretty much what we're missing to complete this weekly challenge. And that's another 30 free atoms. Good lord, after the last challenge I was so happy to do the robot one because it's very, very easy to do. Too bad it's only worth 20 free atoms, but it is how it is. So head to the Watauga region where we can find tons of robots. And make sure to take a picture of one of the protectors going around. There are dozens of them, so pick one and do it. Then head here to the south part of the town or city to the walls where you can find a sentry eye and then an assaultron. There are 2 in this area if you go a little bit forward. To find a Mr. Handy, we need to go to the Watauga Shopping Plaza. He will be on the north part of this section, right here near the tables and chairs, the eating area. And now we need to move on. I usually go to the Biochemical to find a brain robot, but you can just photograph Beaver if you don't find one here. It's not a fixed spawn, but it's like very, very high chance to find one here. Then I went to my camp to get an amazing picture of one of my turrets. Yes, I know it's silly, but it actually works. If you don't have a turret and you don't want to craft one, go to West Tech, there is 2 there. Then head to the Grafton Steel to claim the workshop. You need to kill all the silly super mutants around first, otherwise you won't be able to claim it. Once you do that, you need to repair the landing pod. That's very important because we need to spawn a vertibot. It costs some materials, but this is the easiest and quickest way I know to spawn a vertibot. So yeah, at Vault 76 we can always find liberators. It's a fixed spawn here to the right side. Just choose one, there is plenty to choose from. And lastly, we have to go to the White Spring Resort to take another beautiful picture of one of these big guys, a sentry bot. You can also find sentry bots at the Biochemical sometimes, but I didn't bother to check this time. There you go, 20 free items are yours as well. To finish off the video, I'm going to tell you how can you do the survival mode, kill different types of critters and earn the legendary weapon Acceptable Overkill. So we need to kill some animals. I started to come here to the White Springs station and then move to White Springs to the houses. Here you usually find squirrels. There are 2 going around, but you don't have to take a picture, you need to kill them. So don't make my mistake. Then you can easily move on to the service entrance. You can simply walk there, it's very close. And that's a fixed spot for rabbits. So it's amazing that they have chosen these 2 animals to kill. Be careful with other players. I found a lot of them doing the same mission. There was a guy here, but he didn't see me, luckily. Just kill it and let's move along. For the foxes, there is like a pack here at Big Fred's Barbecue Shack. Usually 2 to 3 foxes. I do this little trick to go there in adventure and then log off and log in survival. You will be right here and all you have to do is kill it, not take a picture, goddammit. For the beavers, it took me a long time because I first went to the ranger lookout. I tried to server jump, but there was only 1 server at the time and all the beavers were dead. And the spawn is really long, so I ended up to come here to Bolton Greens, and there is a fixed spawn to the very south of this place into the forest. There are usually 2 to 3 beavers in here, so make sure to kill 1, and that's all we need to finish the survival mode weekly challenge and get the acceptable overkill weapon, which is very bad in my opinion, but at least it's worth some script, or you can sell for caps. It's your choice. Here are the stats, and it's a laser gun, so at least it's not a pistol or a rifle, it's a flashy laser, but the stats and the damage is just I wouldn't want to use that, but hey, it's a free world, maybe you think it's useful to you. Woof, that was a long guide, but I think it's worth it. I managed to do everything as I wanted, and I think the guide is pretty straightforward for you guys. I hope you managed to do it much quicker than I did, but be ready to get on the struggles, because it's not always easy to find all these creatures, because sometimes you cannot find a fixed spawn. It just doesn't really exist in games, so you have to keep server jumping until you find what you need. I'm Marta Branco, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe to help me grow. Also, if you would like to support me even further, I have a Patreon page, so go ahead and check it out. That's going to be everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Adeus, bye bye!